All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to THS Wrestling, Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling. And you can also find us on YouTube. Just search that hashtag show. Subscribe on there. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on a Saturday. We know it's a little different, but, things are, I don't even know what to say about what's going on right now. We'll probably get into it at some point. My name is John. I am joined by Neeson and Johnny. How are you guys doing?
What up, Doe?
What up? It's a day, and we're here.
Yeah. There we go.
Best as we can be. Best as we can be.
Magnum's in the chat. What's up, Magnum? Hope you're
What's
doing
up, Matthew?
Matthew's in the chat. Hello. How are you?
What's up, guys?
So we've got we're going to talk about a bunch of WWE stuff and some AEW stuff. A lot of WWE stuff this week, and right off the bat, we're going to be talking about the bro Matt Riddle. Who has officially moved to the Smackdown brand. He had a match that I actually just finished watching against Timothy Thatcher. They were calling it a pit match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of reminiscent of the Lion's Den match from back in the day. The match itself was fine. I think it did its job with Riddle putting over Thatcher cleanly via chokeout, which I'm not sure has happened to Riddle in WWE. So I think that's good. What do you guys think about Riddle heading over to SmackDown?
I thought it was interesting because I kind of wanted to see him with a title run just to see how he was able to hold North American title and build somebody up with that, or hold a heavyweight NXT heavyweight championship and build somebody up with that. But I think he can, since I've been saying that SmackDown is the wrestling show. I think it really adds to that, and then it also gives us new matchups, and maybe even Brock versus Matt Riddle, or Goldberg versus Matt Riddle, because Fox wants to do more sports-driven storylines with also, as we get into later on, but with also storylines, period. Like, I was about to say storylines, but if you guys watch stories, our daytime stories, you know what I'm talking about. But so they want dramatic things mixed with the sports things. And I think adding Matt Riddle to that really adds that and adds characters to the show.
Yeah, I agree with what Nisha said. Like, one, it does add a character, because the cool thing about Matt Riddle is he is almost like he's a good package right now. Like, he's got personality, he's got a gimmick, his theme song is on point. Like, he's going there like almost a fully developed character. Again, kind of what Nisha said, it would have been dope to see him with a belt run, and it feels kind of weird not seeing him get there, because you just kind of expected he was on that track to like get a belt run for a while to see how he would do with that. But I'm excited for it, for like all those story possibilities, and also like the dude gives a lot of great matches. Like that cage match, that pit match was fucking dope for me. Like, I liked it a lot. Like, one, I love the new setup of that pit match and everything like that, and seeing that setup, I was like, damn, I love this for the possibilities, because we get like cage matches in Hell in a Cell every year, but that pit setup, I was watching like, damn, I would want to see AJ Styles in this versus somebody. I don't want to see like some of the 205 Live guys in here, because the thing about it is, though, is that like, again, all the possibilities you can do there, like flipping off and bouncing off shit, it was a cool scenario. So I'm looking forward to it. Like, Matt Riddle on SmackDown is going to make sense, and kind of like what Nee said, like the Brock Lesnar thing, it's a collision that has to happen at some point. 2 MMA guys there, Bobby Lashley as well. So again, it just kind of lends itself to that. It is, again, disappointing, but he didn't get a title run with some of the NXT, but with seeing what Charlotte's doing now, he can always maybe go back and forth. So the future's always going to have its possibilities in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, because I would not be surprised to see him thrusted immediately into the Intercontinental title picture, which is not our next topic. And man, did I not do that so well at all.
But before you switch to the next topic, Timothy, I think we all needed this tonight. So thank you. I mean, I know for us, like, you guys are entertaining to us as we're entertaining you. So thank you for being a part of it. Please continue to chat. Lala, we never seen in the chat before. Hello, Lala. welcome. But I just had to say that because I know that we all feel the same exact way.
Yes, absolutely. Matt Riddle Intercontinental title picture. I could see that. I mean, and you mentioned AJ Styles. Man, I would love to see Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles. I would love to see Matt Riddle versus Daniel Bryan, which this is going to be the match that we are going to get for the Intercontinental title. Just getting a little ahead of myself. But I think Matt Riddle on SmackDown for all of those reasons is great. Like, they want to be more sports oriented. They are getting a former UFC fighter, and they're getting a character too. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be great. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for SmackDown, and we're gonna follow up on some other stuff that happened here on SmackDown. We had a moment of bliss. It was, I believe, a tag team champion summit is what they dubbed it. We had our women tag team champion, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And then we had the New Day, and they were interrupted by another former women's tag team champions, Miss Bayley and the Boss, Sasha Banks.
The Boss, the Blueprint, the GOAT, the Standard.
I can't do that.
Sasha Banks. Yes, the Boss.
I don't want to
Blueprint, the Standard. Jesus Christ, guys! Did you see when she came on the screen? Did you see how the screen just lit up? It was like God was like, I know 2020 is trash, but let me give you Sasha Banks, and let me give you her and her fire tracksuit by shout out Chalkline, by the way, and her fire tracksuit. And then she took it off, and then she posed and did her little swerve thing, and then threw it off to Alexa Bliss and just stood in the ring like she knew she was the star she was. Jesus, like, it's been bleak 2020, but God damn it, the Boss, the Blueprint, the Standard, the blue shine light from the heavens. Sasha Banks has given us something to smile at, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I would tell you, if you haven't seen, I know you're gonna get to that match, but when we talk about that match and how she pinned Alexa Bliss, and that just, she knew what she was doing, the way she said. It was amazing. They knew SmackDown is the best wrestling show on television, ladies and gentlemen, with Sasha Banks is on. That's all I'm saying.
And I am a noted Alexa Bliss fan, and I love when her and Sasha go at it because it's all great.
My God.
It has that element of shoot, because I'm not really sure if they actually do get a lot. It's a very blurred line, which I like.
It's so
okay, so I'm gonna ruin your blurred line. I'm gonna ruin it, and I'm gonna ruin it for one reason. I was watching Up, Down, Down, and it's I believe it was the SummerSlam. Maybe I think it was SummerSlam. No, Survivor Series. It was Survivor. They had everybody in Survivor Series, and Alexa Bliss. They were introducing everybody, and I was looking. I'm like, wow, it was Sasha Banks and Bayley, and they introduced Alexa Bliss. I'm like, they really hate each other. She's not going to be able to hold back. Like, or if they want to stay in character, she's not gonna clap. They introduced Alexa Bliss. They came on. Everything was happy and smiley. They were doing like little hand thing, the little thing that Alexa Bliss does, and that made me feel good because I'm like, it probably was some sort of maybe beat, but also it made me feel like they knew what they were doing. Like, they knew exactly. People will buy into it. It was amazing. And I think now every time we see that, because we know that to me, I love that interaction with them. That chemistry is great. Like, I feel like Sasha could play the big bully to Alexa Bliss. And I feel like that works. And I also feel like Ric Flair, Sasha Banks is the Ricky Steamboat of the division. I say Shawn Michaels, but he said Ricky Steamboat, and he always calls her Steamboat every time he walks by her.
Oh, really?
But yes, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yes, man, Sasha Banks, man, she's amazing.
I was gonna say I agree too, because I love that feud between the two of them, because Sasha's good on the mic and she brings the attitude. And while there are other females who are good in the division on the mic and whatnot, Alexa Bliss the only one who brings the attitude like that. And I like that when the two of them are together. It's like going back and forth and everything like that. So now I agree with Nice. Like, when they're together, that chemistry's fucking fire.
So they did have a match, and finally, after months of being winless, Sasha Banks prevails. And I will say, you mentioned the tracksuit. I think this needs to be her new gear, like straight up.
Yeah. You know what it reminded me of The Rock, when The Rock wore a tracksuit for a second when he had the little titty surgery. It reminded me of that. But yes, I wore blue for a reason today, ladies and gentlemen, because of the boss, the blueprint, the standard, got a win in over how many months? How many months?
I didn't look at it. It was a lot, though.
It was a long time.
Yeah,
it was months too many. How about that? There it is.
Oh, Jesus.
That's her staring at the win. She's like, yeah, I like the win.
Gotta win.
Kat. Hello, Kat. She says, now there's a chance we could maybe see Alexa and Sasha. I hope so, because like we said, we love it. Yeah. And we'd love to see more of it. I'd love to see it for the SmackDown Championship. I think that'd be great. But next week, we're going to get Alexa and Nikki versus Sasha and Bailey for the tag titles. So we could have two belts here in a second.
I think we're moving towards a triple threat tag team match here, guys.
Oh,
for the only women that's held the tag team champions it's gonna be Iconics, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. First of all, Nikki Cross was amazing. She was so amazing that she was Nikki Cross was breaking up, was causing Michael Cole to laugh, causing Corey Graves, and then you saw Bailey. It was one shot where Michael Cole he couldn't stop. He was laughing so hard, but Bailey had to bite her tongue. So Bailey does it. She's like trying not to laugh at Nikki Cross, and it was so amazing. Like, it's like when you watch Saturday Night Live and people break and you like laugh with them.
Yes,
like that's what I feel like we were watching, and I love when wrestling happens like that, because it's like, okay, you see what we see. Like, it's incredible. That whole segment was very entertaining.
I gotta be real. I was low key wrong when I saw them. Like, I always loved Nikki Cross in NXT, and when I saw them put it with Alexa Bliss, I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Is this gonna be the typical like I'm just using you to get belts and blah blah blah? But the way their like friendship actually blossomed, and the way Nikki Cross is like grown under her, I'm like, damn, this shit works. So props to WWE for making that call. This is a good pairing that I didn't see possible. This is dope.
Well, you know they wanted to break her up. They wanted to break them up.
That's what I figured. But so what stopped them?
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to keep it going.
Yeah, because I mean, like every like women storyline is like, I can't have friends. That's like every storyline in the WWE. And I think it means more if they are friends for a very long time and then they are not.
Oh shit! You know what I just realized that friendship reminds me of? The Rock and Sock connection.
Yes,
a little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
That's what the hugging. What was it? Hugging boss connection.
Yeah.
That's what it was supposed to be. But yes, there's definitely more of a Rock and Sock connection for sure.
Yeah.
And if they break up the Iconics, I will lose my mind.
No, never.
I was like, no, they bet not break up the Iconics. They bet not do it.
How dumb would that be? It would be so dumb. We do want to mention two things.
It will be FTR dumb. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, we'll get to that. We do want to mention. We want to mention two things. The New Day had Shad armbands on, paying respects, and Sasha. I don't know if I sent you a picture. I can't remember. Yeah, she had one for Hana as well. Very cool. Very nice tribute there. And we go from something, very nice and meaningful to, I don't know what we are thinking here. We had a Jeff Hardy is drunk angle.
I've never seen this before. This is a first. It's so fresh.
Jeff Hardy, I believe he crashed into Elias. They found a beer at the scene, and apparently one of the cops smelt it and went Jeff Hardy like immediately. This is really I don't even like, this is just, why are we doing this? We know he has a history. Is it because it's believable? This man is, trying to get his life together multiple times and then we have to do this storyline. I don't know. It just makes it. I feel like it's bad taste, and that is my opinion.
Yes, that opinion is accurate. I think we spoke about when Hangman was doing just the I'm drunk angle with nothing else to it, how I was upset about that because I personally know people that deal with alcoholism, and I just don't make light of it. But when you deal with car crashes and trying to make it real, and it's one of those things where I was happy to see Jamie Noble on TV for a hot second. But also I was like, what are we doing? What is going on? I can't wait to see backstage because one, I think CM Punk is going to be on there, and he put out a tweet about it too. Renee Young was used as well. And I know, like, I just need to see the reaction if CM Punk, I believe he is going to be on. I need to see it because I don't understand. Like, I get it's early and it had like it's early, it has to unfold, but what are we doing? He didn't need this. Elias didn't need this. Just think of a better gimmick to give him or something, but he didn't need it.
Yeah. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm a little bit torn, to be real. Like, on one level, I totally agree with you guys because, again, with Jeff Hardy's history, I don't want him to do it because of the fact that, like, he relapses. Like, he's had so many instances of relapse. I'm like, bruh, I don't want you to do that again because you're riding high right now. Let's just keep this going. So I don't want you to experience reminders that might make you slip up. However, the other side of it, though, it's kind of like with Drake Maverick and him losing his job. They bring in these real life things like so many times, like Matt Hardy and Lita and stuff like that. And a lot of times I don't like that shit, but for some reason they go ahead and do it. So to be honest with you, I'm like a little bit perplexed because it's like, I don't know how much Jeff has to say in this. If Jeff's cool with it, he's a grown man. That's his decision. All right, do what you want to do. But if they're forcing him to do it, I'm like, you need to cut that shit out. Because even when it was going on, Matt Hardy kind of tweeted during that time period. He was like, I'm so happy to be at AEW. And so that's why I'm like low-key torn. If they force Jeff Hardy to do it, I'm like, that's bullshit, no. But if he's like choosing to go along with this, I mean, go ahead, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Sasha Banks is my favorite wrestler too, Lala.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know. This isn't it. This isn't it for me. That ain't it for sure.
That ain't it, Doc.
Oh my goodness.
Take it back, Pritchard. Take it back.
And another interesting note here that just came through, I think yesterday, is that Samoa Joe is going to be permanently replacing Jerry Lawler as a color commentator on Raw. There he is. I will say, I think Samoa Joe is a good commentator. I think he's a better wrestler. That also being said, I know he is not medically cleared yet to wrestle. So I don't know how long permanent is, but let's be honest, anything that gets Jerry Lawler off of TV is fine by me.
That was a loss
out of my mouth.
That was a loss waiting to happen. I'm low-key. I would say low-key, I'm kind of cool with it because low-key, like, one, I like Samoa Joe. Like, he's fucking dope on the mic, and he's got a swagger to him that I enjoy. Two, it gives a person of color an opportunity to be on the mic, which we always don't see. So I'm, like, totally down for that. Three, like, like, at some point, it gives Joe the flexibility because he's only, like, early 40s. And so he can always come back to the ring, like, once he heals up. And he can make, like, a adult moment or something like that. Like, something's going down. Somebody's in the ring, like, who wants to challenge me? I'll be in this person. There's nobody left in the back. And the Samoa Joe's like, excuse me, gentlemen. And then, like, set some shit down and, like, goes to whoop some ass or whatever. So, I mean, it can lead to some cool stuff. So, I'm dope with it right now. Like, I love Joe, and I love him consistently being there.
Yeah, Kat in the chat says it's just until he's medically cleared. I think for me, the pause I take is that they've said he's replacing him permanently. And the word permanently, I think, is, I mean...
Tentatively.
Yeah. Or I guess maybe they wanted to use the word permanently as in he is permanently replacing Jerry Lawler, as in we will not have
Jerry again.
Lawler on TV anymore. We'll put him
I'm for that. If that's the case, then I'm with look, he's put his body through hell for years on the indies and just traveling the world. To me, he always reminded me of a more athletic version of Taz.
Yes.
And I think with this with this transfer. I think he is that even more. How Taz's career in a WWE, I mean, and wrestling in general was better spent as an announcer than it was as a wrestler, just because of the reach he had and the impact. A lot of iconic moments have Taz's voice on it in the WWE. So, and then on top of that, he did another 9 years or something in TNA, or 7 years or something like that. So, and that was like the hot years of TNA. So I think, so I just think that with Samoa Joe being in his position, it gives one knowledge to all the wrestlers that's on the current roster right now, because he's either worked with or traveled with, main evented with them. And two, it also gives credibility to the announce table to the current roster, and also like a threat, right? Like if somebody wants to like push up against I would say Michael Cole, but whoever's on Raw right now, Tom Phillips, right? So you want to push up against Tom Phillips, like, and Byron Saxton, he could be the enforcer, like, yo, don't do that. So what you looking for?
No, like I agree with everything you said, because like low-key, one of my favorite wrestling moments, I think it was of this year, was when Joe was on commentary and the officers of pain come up to the table and the other guys leave.
Yeah.
And Joe Leary's like, where y'all going? Why y'all leaving?
Yeah.
Nowhere. I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Well, and that marked his return to the ring for that.
Yep, and that was a nice run right there.
Yeah.
You sometimes see somebody behind the table just don't give a fuck, and that's Joe.
Yes,
that's Joe.
Absolutely. So we had Kairi Sane versus Nia Jax on Monday Night Raw. Nia hit. I don't think I have an actual picture of the buckle bomb. She hit Kairi with a buckle bomb, and apparently it caused I don't know how severe the injury was, but Kairi was bleeding. So that's not great. And WWE has apparently banned the buckle bomb. Now, this is a move that Seth Rollins has used mainly. I am not going to put fully blame on him for ending Sting's career, because I saw how upset he was about that. So he's already beaten himself up enough about that. But that was one instant. And then technically, Finn taking it wasn't a buckle bomb, but it was basically on the outside a buckle bomb. So what do you guys think of? And we see buckle bombs all the time. I mean, if you watch independent wrestling, you know what you see it a lot. What do you guys think of WWE bringing out the ban hammer for the buckle bomb?
I think they shouldn't. I think you should have banned Nia for using it. There's no reason that Nia should have thrown her from that distance. Like, if you look at that tape, she threw her she was not close enough to throw her, because you're supposed to land, you're supposed to be able to catch yourself. She wasn't able to catch herself. Those other accidents, like Sting or Finn Balor, though, like the Sting one was going to happen no matter what. His neck is trashed, and so that was going to happen no matter what. And he even said it. The Finn Balor was just a freak accident, and you can see because he put one hand up on the guardrail, the other hand he didn't put on the guardrail. Usually, when you see him take that buckle bomb on the outside, they hit flat against the wall, and their hands don't go up to the guardrail. Because if your hands go up, that means your arm is cut, and now the rest of your body weight is separating from your shoulder. So I get the sentiment of, okay, this move has injured these people, and I feel like they're looking at the move instead of the person. But I just think you don't. I don't like it banned, because I like when it's used in a correct way, in a right point of match. I think Seth Rollins uses it perfectly when he uses it as like his comeback, or in some sort of heat fire move, like a chain move sort of thing, or like they showed the clip of like Roman Reigns used, like when he did it to Roman, and Roman came out and did the Superman punch and they doubled down. Like that's a great moment. that we're losing. And yeah, there's other moves to use and blah blah blah. But I feel like just banning something, maybe give it the tombstone treatment. Only this person can do it. So but then again, Undertaker apparently injured Hogan at whatever WrestleMania that was. Oh. Yeah, Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night Texas. Yeah,
guys.
Fuck Hogan. How about
wait. Decent. Wait, you cut out. So Undertaker injured Hulk Hogan with a buckle bomb?
No, he injured Hulk Hogan. He injured him with a tombstone that.
Oh, okay.
But he apparently hit him on the neck. That he didn't hit him on the neck, and he said he was too tight. He had it too tight.
Okay. If that was true, I would have had a T-shirt that said "Buckle Bomb Forever."
Man.
Fuck Hogan.
In 1993, the Undertaker being like, "I want to do this move."
What?
A buckle bomb. Holy crap! That would have been amazing.
Like real talk. So like, I agree with like a lot of points that Lisa said, and like it's real talk. Like if I was a wrestler and I'm wrestling at John Cena, John Cena's like, "All right, Johnny, we're gonna do the spot, and then I'm gonna do this buckle bomb." I'm like, "All right, John, let's do this shit. We got this." If I'm wrestling with like Nia Jax, like, "All right, Johnny, go do this buckle bomb." Ah, shit, my stomach hurt. I don't think I can wrestle today. Go get Pingle. He'll do it. Like, I agree. It should be like levels of like degree. Like, if you're somebody who's a seasoned vet, who's shown a capacity of understanding of the ring, who knows how to do it properly, fucking do it because you're going to work safely. But if you're somebody who's like, I'm not going to throw this at Nia because I know she's like dealing with that. And she feels a lot of guilt for like a lot of stuff that's been happening. But again, if you're somebody who's still trying to figure shit out as a wrestler and you're still in like your early years or whatever, like, nah, you don't need to do an advanced move like that. So like, that's my whole thing. It's just like degrees of like the difficulty should just be applied for like other people. Like, yeah, we don't see everybody doing rope work because that's not the repertoire. The buckle bomb should like be the same way. Like, if you have the repertoire, you know how to do it and work it so nobody gets hurt, cool, go ahead and do it. If you're getting somebody who's like, nah, we don't trust you with that yet, just take it. Just don't allow that person to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Nia is bigger than every other person in her division, and she shouldn't. I feel like the buckle bomb is something she should not be using because there's a lot of other moves that look devastating that due to basically every other person in that division.
Yeah.
Buckle bomb,
Nia Jax killed the buckle bomb, guys.
And I mean, there is Matthew does
2020
have a comment here that says Nia Jax needs to go, not the buckle bomb. And I know Nia gets a lot of flack because a lot of the time she's in the ring with someone, it does end up that they are getting injured. So I guess I pose the question to you guys is, did they strap the Rock to her too soon?
Did they strap the Rock?
Did they push her into the limelight too soon?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right, cool. All right.
I forgot I wasn't on Twitter. Sorry.
Yeah, did they strap the riot on her? Yes. I will. Yes and no. I think they could have took time build with all monsters. I think they could take time and build monsters to be real monsters. But I think the only person they really did that with, which they kind of took too long, was Braun Strowman. But they allowed him to be a monster and kept him away from a title for pretty long. But then they dangled the title and gave him Monster in the Bank and had him lose it with the cage man. Like, they ruined it. But I felt like the way they built him as a monster, that's the only person they did it right. And in recent time. The
other thing with Braun is I'm pretty sure when he came up, he was greener than Nia was.
Yeah.
Green. He said he only had 5 matches.
He had to learn at the house shows as they were going along.
And he didn't come from a wrestling family either.
No, and I think it is weird that they took that time to Braun, just every house show he was wrestling on, every house show he's learning on the road, and it feels like they didn't do that with Nia.
Yeah, I would say like
I think they saw the marketing. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about. Because think about this though, Nia's got personality. That's the reason why she's on Total Divas. That's the reason why they give her these storylines where she's like getting emotional and whatnot. She knows how to talk on the mic. She knows how to be a character, and she carries herself well. She's a former model, so she's got a look to her. Like they didn't move her up too soon, but I guess it just might be like I don't know, maybe the booking of it is that they're putting her in positions where you got to like get her like she's not being set up for success in a couple different ways. Like they may be putting her in positions where they're booking her in matches and telling her to do moves that are not part of like her moveset yet. And she may need to keep it just maybe a little bit simpler. Maybe just like keep it to like, just like a certain move repertoire so people are getting hurt. And then also maybe like work with the work. It also seems like she can't control her strength. Because like tossing Kari or like when she broke Becky's nose, it's like talking to her about that and giving her better coaching. It's like, look, you got the total package, but you need to calm this shit down because now it's starting to become a pattern. And that's what she kind of seems like she needs is like better coaching to kind of bring it back in a little bit because she has the potential to be dope.
I have Becky's nose on the back of my shirt. That's the
shirt. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not ballet. That's what Becky knows. That got smashed.
We're gonna end our WWE talk with Drake Maverick, the ultimate underdog. Since all of the layoffs happened, he said he would be working through the tournament, and he earned his shot to become the interim NXT Cruiserweight champion against El Hijo del Fantasma next week. And he says there's only one thing left to do, and that's win the whole damn thing. And I think they have done this perfectly. We have not heard anything about Drake being rehired yet. But I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to give him the strap next week.
Ooh, you think so?
I absolutely agree.
It would be the best story, or I guess organic story that they have told. It fell straight into their lap.
Or I think it's great to give him the strap and turn Kushida heel.
That'd be dope.
Just because the way it ended, or like either Jake at one of those, like the way it ended, and he's like, just go win the belt, and like go win the title, or whatever, and then he wins, and then maybe like he turns him heel, and then he could take the title off of him, and then you have a Jordan Devlin. I just don't see Phantasmo getting the win.
No,
like I don't see them putting a title on him.
I also sorry, Johnny. There are a lot of moving pieces here because Phantasma has been attacked times by this the conquistadors, I guess, if you want to call them that. I don't know. They don't have a name. So that's one element you have. Yes, you also do have a complete heel turn would be interesting because he has never been a heel that I in my brain know of. That would be very interesting. I will tell everybody Phantasma better win, or I'm going to virtually shove my foot up Triple H's ass. Matthew, Phantasma's going to be okay, man. He'll have his time. Let's just
honestly, what if Phantasma is behind because he's never really been attacked. Now he's the only one that's like fought him off.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
If it's all a ruse.
That's what I was gonna say, because like the Lucha Foot Clan, we haven't exactly seen like what their whole development is yet, and so that's what I think is going to come to a head is like next week. It's like, because the thing about it is though, like that motherfucker looks like the Shredder already. So like I feel like the Lucha Foot Clan is going to show up next week, and that's what's going to help culminate that storyline. So that's why I'm a little bit torn, because like part of me feels like he can win because of them, and they're like what's going to happen with them next week. And then Drake ended up getting fired because of that in a way.
Who did they end up taking? They took Raul Mendoza, right? And then they took somebody else.
They took somebody else. They took what's his name? The DJ guy. The DJ.
DJ Z.
He was a
Zima.
DJ Z, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember what his name was in NXT. So they took both of them. So that would be very interesting.
Wilder.
Yeah,
Wilder.
That would be very interesting to see the two of them re-debut under new characters.
There you go.
Help Kazma.
Exactly. As Rocksteady and Bebop. Exactly. So that's what we can see happening next week.
They better be the Lucha Foot Clan. They better be that. I need them to be the Lucha Foot Clan.
Because it would be interesting to see another group go up against Undisputed Era, because there really isn't another group.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of randos. So I think it would be cool to see another group go after them.
So are they going to turn the Undisputed Era face?
I would not be surprised.
I mean, I would still cheer for them. They got some personality. Three of them have personality. Three of them probably got personality. So I mean, ain't that bad.
Oh, so you mean Roger Strong, Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly? That's what you mean, right? That's what you mean? Roger Strong. Roger Strong's a person, right?
No, you're not. You know it's not.
He's like 25th.
There it is.
There aren't even 25 members of that group.
But real talk though, I gotta give him credit. I've been loving the booking of this tournament because, like, again, after having those Angel Guards and Leo Rush matches, to have these like kind of more grounded, like cruiserweight matches have been really dope. And Drake's gotten some wins some creative ass ways. Like that last one he got is because she just put him in a lock, he just rolls over for the pin. I was like, that shit's fucking smart. And it's helping like Shirley like save Drake in a way, not showing like his weak side and everything like that. So I gotta give him props. The booking of these matches has been really well.
So you just mentioned Leo Rush, and I just thought of something very interesting.
His rap album just dropped.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I was just checking today because like I was just thinking like, what's Leo Rush up to? And I took a look. He's been promoting his mixtape. He dyed his hair blue and everything like that. Like he's promoting his album.
Was Leo Rush in this tournament?
He was not.
He got fired, sadly.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was something I was going to bring up. It's kind of weird because the thing about it is, though, is like, he's also going to be in this lines up with our channel. He's going to be in the new Power Ranger movie thing, the one with Jason JDF or whatever.
Yeah,
he announced it on Twitter. And so, like, part of me's like, did you get fired or did you choose to get fired because you have all these like opportunities coming your way now?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you mentioned Leo Rush, and I thought about that. And what if Drake doesn't end up winning because Leo Rush comes back and screws him and goes, why did you get the stick around and I didn't get the stick around?
These are things that can all transpire, and that's why I love this tournament and the stories that's going to come out of it. Because all these things are happening. And this shows you when wrestling is able to be as close and keep the storylines close to the vest as possible, we get great results usually. So I'm loving this. I'm loving that, we don't know what's going on. I'm loving that there aren't really leaks about it. And I guess I thought they were going to wait to In Your House, but I guess we're not getting that In Your House. We're getting it next week.
That's interesting. I think they're trying to put their best show out every week with AEW.
Well, they got Tyson on the other end.
Yeah, they do.
Moving on to AEW, before we talk about FTR, there's one thing that I completely forgot about AEW this week, and it's that Brit Baker is the greatest of all time, and we should take back every negative thing we ever said about her. She had one of the greatest segments. It was very Chris Jericho-esque, but it was also her own, and it was amazing. It was so good.
It was definitely Chris Jericho had his hands on it. I mean, now listening to our Chris Jericho podcast, we know that he had his hands in doing the role model thing and coming up with these things. So the Chris Jericho, what was her roller, or what was her wheelchair called? Like the roller something. I forgot what it was called.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, but she named everything, and so that's just a Chris Jericho thing. And like the role model rules of a role model, those things. She's definitely diving into her heel character. Definitely going with this role model thing, and I think it works. I think it's very interesting that Bayley is on the other end doing a role model thing as well. But just mentioning it as Brit Baker is actually diving in to the role model thing and really leaning against it. So it's pretty good.
Stuff was amazing. The conspiracy board. The conspiracy.
Yes, the conspiracy board. Yes.
and just mentioning conspirator. It was so good. It was so good. I can't believe I forgot about that. But earlier today, when we were thinking of topics to come up with, I said, what else should we talk about? And I think somebody said, we should probably talk about FTR debuting on Dynamite. And I went, oh, yeah, I completely forgot that happened. So we opened the show with a 6-man tag match between Private Party, Joey Janela taking on, I believe it was the Young Bucks, and who was and Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, great this week. So I read a thing where somebody's like, he's basically a Nintendo 64 create a wrestler in real life, where he switches in and out of his costumes. And I think that's great. I really like what they're doing with Matt Hardy. It's ridiculous and great. But at the end of the match, the Butcher and the Blade took, I think they got super kicked at one point. They took issue with that. They attacked the Young Bucks. And take 2 of a car driving up to the arena. This one looked a little better. And here they are, FTR. They show up. It looks like they're going to attack the Young Bucks. They end up attacking the Butcher and the Blade, and then kind of have a little face down with the Young Bucks, and then they walk away. What do we think of this segment? It opened the show, which I thought was a little weird, and obviously it was forgettable for me because I forgot it even happened. Yeah, what are we thinking here?
I will say exactly what I said in the chat when we were talking about this. Oh, yeah, I forgot that happened. You forgot because it was fucking forgettable. And it was fucking forgettable because, look, I believe and they believe in the slow burn. And it's we give them this and then we're going to build to something, in which I get, but I feel like there are ways to do that in a more memorable way. I just felt like that was very contrived and coerced, and then the car thing that doesn't really stick with people. Like, yeah, you say it was better, but still was like, why did they just randomly drive a car in at that moment? Like, so they're just sitting
on their phone.
Right? We gotta get there just in time. I get people going for the visual, but we're going to the thing of make it make sense. Like, can you make it make sense why they haven't finished the fucking belt and continue to show it on television? No, you can't make that make sense. But can you make sense why FTR is driving through a amphitheater? Like, make that make sense for me, please. And it just doesn't make sense. But I'm happy. They look great. I'm happy that they got an actual job between us. I know that they're looking to travel the world, but since the world is not the world as we once have known it, I'm happy they got a consistent check. They signed a contract, and let's get fuck the rest.
Fuck the rest, yeah.
Fuck the rest.
Or forgettable the revival.
I low key. Well, damn. I low key agree because low key, honestly, as soon as I was thinking about it, I was like, oh shit. They're going to fight for the belts. They're going to build this up and to get something. And it's going to be for the belts. Either one of them will have the belt and kind of go for it that way. Which I'm down for that, and he'd be at a big pay-per-view because we've been talking about this for so many years. So we want to see it on a big stage. But 2, their introduction was fucking weak. They had a better introduction when they came up from NXT to Raw. They had a better come up, and that was more surprising there, and it was more badass. And so this was lackluster. 3, you're from the South. Why the fuck are you in a car? You should have stole Cody's truck to use it better than he did. That would have been more badass. And then 4, about the belt. Did you guys hear what the Spanish God said when he was taking out the trophies? And then Jerry was like, it's dad jokes. It was on his. He's like, what the hell's up with these trophies? Like, well, Chris, there's a pandemic going on. Trophy shops are closed. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, you sons of bitches are talking about the belt. And I was dying laughing.
Well, yeah, don't introduce a belt then. I don't know.
Oh my! Even MJF tweeted out a better looking belt. Did you see that? He I think he retweeted somebody with a kind of face, this looks way better with gold on it. Anyway, I am overall excited that FTR is in AEW. I think once again it bolsters their tag team division, which just has, I mean, we have new number one contenders, Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian. That's crazy. They came out of nowhere. They're getting a title shot.
And how do you guys feel about this whole record thing? Because a lot of people are bringing this up online about the fact they actually have a losing record, but they're getting a title shot.
I don't, you know what? I think I love the record thing. They need to follow it better because they're not following it well at all. It's my opinion.
So to that point, fuck the record thing because they're not following it. Like you harp on it so much. Like why are you harping on it? And you're trying to I have a real issue when you're not trying, your identity is based on another person or company. Like, and your identity is not based on yourself. And so when you made this point where we're going to do this and we're going to like have, our records are going to matter here. And you had JR repeated ad nauseum on every AEW show. Yeah, it matters here, like other places and blah, 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 blah. But then look at this case. You got Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc winning a title for why? You got the best friends that have a better record than them. You got, I'm pretty sure the Dark Order probably has a better record with them. I don't even know who's in the Dark Order anymore because they can't, I think like two of them like can't travel right now because of, the world. So yeah, I just throw away with it, man. Just throw away with it and let's just move on from it and it'll be okay. I'm okay with that.
Nah, I'm the same way. Because, like, honestly, if you were using the record, it would be dope-ass storytelling. If Sabian then went on, like, a hot streak and got to a winning record, then got a title shot, I was like, that makes sense. You won 5 matches in a row. You beat some motherfuckers down. You cheated for a couple weeks, which is also getting you over in front of the crowd to a certain degree. It works out. But just doing it this way is just like, the fuck is the point then? Like, stop telling me these damn numbers if they don't mean shit. Like, the librarian was in the fucking Battle Rumble for a belt opportunity. And I know he's there as a joke, but he has a fucking, like, 0-13 record. It's like, no, like, the people who should be in the tournament should be the people with the best the Battle Rumble Royale or whatever. Should be people with the best fucking record. That's how it should be. But, yeah, they're just fucking around right now.
That's also an issue when you don't have a big roster.
I will say, just to play I guess devil's advocate here, Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian as a tag team are 3-1. And I mean, technically, if we want to, that last win they had, it was over the former tag team champion. So I mean, there's a way around it, I know, but they do have a 3-1 record, but that is nowhere near the record that the Best Friends have.
I was to say the best friends literally like they're have the highest record in the tag team, right? The tag team division.
Yeah,
I believe that's what was said. So yeah,
and apparently whoever wins next week, Best Friends get the title shot at Fyter Fest. So their title shot is locked in. So I don't know if we just needed Hangman and Kenny. We need to give them something to do before then. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
You technically have a winning record, and somebody else that has a winning record, 2-0, I guess, right off the bat here is Brian Cage with Taz. You see all that HBO Max? It's interesting, huh?
That Warner AT&T money gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for itself.
Interesting, but Brian Cage, I believe he fought Lee Johnson and murdered him quite quickly. Moxley was at ringside.
Talk about buckle bombs.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And the drill claw, which is I don't know if you know the origins of that move. That used to be Scott Steiner's move that he used in Japan. Very fitting. Suplex into a sit-out tombstone pile driver.
Yeah, that was very scary.
Yes. So what do we think? Taz cut a promo on Moxley. Moxley, just being Mox is like, whatever, I don't care. What do we think? That's my John Moxley impression. I'll work on it.
It was nailed it.
What do we think of Brian Cage so far? I mean, he's only had a squash match and a ladder match. What do we also think of Taz's promo on Moxley and just Taz in general being with Brian Cage? We talked about it a little bit before, but we got another week to see how this goes. I personally think having Taz with Cage is a good idea because I don't really think Cage is very strong in the promo department. And I thought he cut a pretty decent promo on Moxley.
I'll say, like, I'm kind of cool with it, but I got to be real. I'm loving the booking that's happening on NXT with TikTok right now. And if I had to compare the two, I think TikTok is being booked better than Cage right now.
TikTok?
TikTok. He's going to get Ciampa.
He's talking about Cross. I'm like, they're booking people.
I'm like, right. I'm like, TikTok. What is going on?
You're looking. I'm calling his wife Khaleesi from now on after what I saw last time. But like, no, like I give him credit though. Like real talk. Like, I'm loving the booking they're doing with him right now. And I've had to compare the two. I like what's happening there a little bit more than happening with Cage.
Now, granted, we've only had two. We've had like less than a week of Cage.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see.
Right.
Yeah. But man, you got to get that. Who can stop the path of Cage? You got to get that out of there. Just remove that from.
Who can stop the path of Cage?
I don't like that. I am excited to see where he goes in AEW. I don't like that he's getting a title shot so quickly because either he's gonna win, which would be great, or he's gonna flat out just lose, which is not great.
It takes away his momentum.
Just a little bit, yeah. Guys, we got to talk about the end. This is what we're ending on. We got to talk about the end of Dynamite. We had the and what I'm sad about this picture is I don't have the man that was located to Mike Tyson's right, who looked like I don't even know.
Was he?
Who was that guy? Because he's like, I'm gonna look cool and just like smudged like eye black all over his face and was like, yeah, this looks great. Who the fuck was that?
He looked like one of the guys from Doctor Strange from the Nightmare Dimension.
Yes, but like
he looked
if
like
he
that.
made it on YouTube.
Yeah, like Doctor Strange YouTube version. This segment was bad. It was really bad. It was very bad. Like you went from this Tyson
to
this Tyson.
Yeah.
And then it was the worst, like pull apart, like little scrum. It was just bad.
Because you a sucker.
I thought the pull apart, the imagery of it looked great, and I also the picture that I think I sent you of the pull apart, where I mean you have everybody there, which I think gives it a little more meaning. Like you have Cody there, you have a couple of other people who are just like stop your crazy eye black friend from fighting. He's weird. Why is he here? Who is he? But it was strange, and I know a lot of people are comparing it to the Austin Tyson from 1998, 97, 98. I don't know. I kind of dug it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, where is this going? Like, is Tyson going to fight Jericho?
Like
doing.
For me, like the segment, like one, I love the segment with the Inner Circle. Like I thought that shit was hilarious. I thought it was brilliant. Like I give them credit every week. The Inner Circle was getting better and better. Vicky doing the intro was hilarious. The gifts they gave each other are fucking awesome. He's like, I got you a chopped cheese. Here's some Tim's. I'm like, this shit's brilliant. I fucking love this.
Hager,
Yeah. The bunch of bitches. That was dope. Mike Tyson coming out with his like squad, I was very disappointed by. When they said Tyson was coming out with his posse, I was expecting to be like, like Norm Macdonald, the ghost, and his adopted daughter from Mike Tyson Mysteries. Exactly.
That would have been amazing.
Exactly. I would have been dying for that. I'm like, this is gold. Keep it going. And he comes out with the jumpsuit shit and everything like that. I'm like, this is printing money. You're printing money right now. Just go with it.
Mike Tyson Mysteries. What a show.
So hilarious. So I was disappointed by that. The whole segment, like with the little goons he had there, was like kind of random. But I'm the same thing as you, John. My whole thing is like, is Mike Tyson going to wrestle? And that's what has me worried. Like, Jericho is amazing. Jericho is on argument. Like, when people talk about Jordan LeBron now, it's like, shit, Jericho, is he the GOAT? He's like up there for debate now. But can Jericho carry Mike Tyson to a match?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just like he should have just been there for Double or Nothing. That should have been it. But then it's like, wait, he's back. And I don't know why. And it just seemed very strange. And I don't know what they're going to do with this. And I don't know if I'm here for it. This might be their first, like, real big misstep for me. In my opinion.
No, I agree. But again, Jericho's a genius, so maybe he'll pull something out.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if they do, you know what? If this is another, like, cinematic match, I think they could do some fun stuff with it. Like if they got a talking pigeon that was Norm Macdonald in there, then it'd be the greatest thing of all time.
Exactly.
I would like it. I think that about does it for us this week, unless we have anything else that we would like to. There you go. Sasha. I'm telling like we need to
make the week better.
She just needs to get some boots that match her tracksuit, and she should just wrestle in that because that was the look for sure. I was like, oh my god, this is great, and it's such a departure from all the armbands and all the. It's like it's something new. It makes I don't want to say it makes the look more legitimate, but like when you got straps all over your arms and shit, it was like such a different look. I was like, no, it's such a different look for her.
I was just saying all because her husband designs all their gear and everything like that.
Whatever.
Oh, John.
Yeah, whatever.
He just got laid off. Yeah. He's a good man. He is the first up, down champion. Put some respect on his name.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for joining us this week. All of our social media handles they're right over here. They're right here. They're down there.
I muted Johnny because
you muted.
He brought a mic, so I muted Johnny.
I thought he muted himself. I was like, oh, something must be going on over there. Does anybody have anything else to plug? Neeson, I feel like you have something to plug.
I do. Make sure you guys follow on Instagram in a session. It's my new talk show that I've been producing, directing, and hosting. We're starting to roll out, and it's gonna be fun with some at-home editions. We have some actual practical one-shot as well, but the at-home editions are really fun, really inciting for times that we're in now. I'm talking to some really amazing people I've never thought I would be able to talk to. I'm talking to my guy that recently played the villain in Batman, Terrence. In Batwoman. I'm sorry, the season finale in Batwoman. I'm talking to him. Cool. So that's one of my good friends. Talking to him, I'm talking to some political people. I'm talking to some activist people. I'm talking to some artists. I'm talking to a lot of people at home, and also have some amazing people that we talk to in person. So please check it out, man. So follow In a Session on Instagram. We got some great content coming your way, and always watch me. I know I haven't posted anything on Wednesday lately because the world has been shit and my mood has been terrible. But look at the follow here every Wednesday. I post usually inappropriate shit.
He really does.
Johnny, what do you got?
Kind of like what Nisha said, given some of the stuff that's going on in the world recently, look forward on Monday or Tuesday. I've decided that I'm going to give away my book, The Black Man's Guide to Giving Pulled Over, for free. So I'll be posting that up and everything like that, just like, help out and everything. So like, everybody just kind of stay positive out there, keep working to create change, and we'll get through this together.
Absolutely,
man.
I don't have anything to plug because I haven't recorded Tornado Tag Radio in like a week and a half, but that's my bad because, as we stated, everything is terrible. But it'll get better if we work together, as we've stated. We can do this.
Oh, one thing. Shout out to every single wrestler that is not afraid to post hashtag Black Lives Matter. I want to say Randy Orton, Finn Balor, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair. I can't even think of all the names, but man, thank you. Thank you. And to the people that's replying with that, but don't all lives matter. And the Bible said all lives matter and all this all lives matter shit. Listen, all lives do matter, but it can't matter unless Black Lives matter.
Absolutely.
Yep. And props to you for saying that. And props to Randy, because Randy broke that shit down. Going back and forth fighting. And I'm looking at Randy Orton like, for real, Randy? For real? All right, Randy, use the real one. Randy's all good in my book from now on.
Thank you.
That's the biggest face turn of all time.
It really is. It really is.
Thank you. And he even said it. He said, I finally get it now. And I don't mind if people come around to this. I'm just happy that you did. And thank you. And shout out to Justin from Wrestling Classic from Standing Strong. Bret Hart posted Black Lives Matter. Charlie Caruso posted Black Lives Matter. You guys, it really means a lot when art and professions and people that inspire you and you look up to really take this stance and support you and us. And everybody in this chat room and everybody that's watching this and everybody that's a part of THS, because when you say Black Lives Matter, you are saying all lives matter. So thank you.
Yep. And Lisa, I got one more to add on to it. Thank you, John, for posting all Black Lives Matter. Because the thing about it when it comes down to it is that we need allies. And allies like you is what's going to help create change. And thank you for that. Because, again, when our voices say it, we're saying it, but people kind of glaze over. But when your voice says it, people listen a little bit more. So thank you for that, sir. Appreciate you being our ally.
Which is the travesty of it all.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Anything I can do to help.
For sure.
So it doesn't have to be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, we'll be here for another 3 hours if we get but guys, thank you for joining us. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling. That hashtag show on YouTube, just search that hashtag show, you'll find it, subscribe to it, you'll get an alert. We're here every week, and most importantly, that hashtag show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture.
We out.
See you guys next week.